And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and I'm back with another video, third video today. So, drop a like, comment down below. I'm tired. Anyways, I'm gonna keep doing videos all night, all weekend. So, if you like it, man. Comment down below if you're new. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be talking the market today. So, we did get our challenges today. We got the Win the Weekend challenges in addition to our Flash 4 challenges, so definitely something to check out there. I highly recommend, I can't recommend more than doing these challenges, like getting every single one of these done this weekend, because that Ruby Amon Shumpert is not the greatest reward in the world, but I like Amon Shumpert in game, so. But more importantly, he does lock in for something better. We also, if you don't know, we got some week 2 challenges as well, so we got some stuff there: badge up, signing bonus, triple threat offline, triple threat online, whatever. We got all the week 2 ones, so definitely a lot of XP to be had. So we didn't get anything else. We got Amon Shumpert and Morris Mo Pete challenges. Mo Pete you get from random drops from limited, so definitely going to want to play limited. But more importantly, that Shumpert and that Mo Peterson, they lock in, I believe, season rewards, right? Yep, the Season of Giving, which I believe, from what I've been told by people in the comments, is going to be Baron Davis. It kind of surprised me that 2K would give out a Galaxy Opal for free on a bunch of cards that you don't have to pay money in packs for. I know a lot of people are saying it's Baron Davis, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if 2K pulled a switcheroo and then we got a pink diamond instead, which, hey, I'm cool with free cards regardless, but hopefully it's Baron Davis, because I am on my way to getting that, so we'll see. But anyways, the market's kind of interesting right now. It did crash because of the new packs, especially with the Giannis. I'm going to sell after I get his challenges done. He's stupid expensive, as you can tell. But more importantly, the market went back up for a lot of cards, a lot of them. Had I anticipated this, I wouldn't have sold some of the cards. But the limited run is, you have to use all guys who shoot threes. I believe they have to have an 85 or above or something, maybe a 90, I'm not sure. And you can only have one amethyst or greater card. So that's driving up the cost of a lot of cards. So I'm going to talk about a couple budget options that you can pick up for relatively cheap. And then guys that I think you should sell off because their value is at an all-time high right now. So one guy whose value is at an all-time high is, who was I looking for? Yes, Bargiani. Bargiani, you're going to be able to get damn near 20k for Bargiani right now. I'm keeping Bargiani because I use him a lot. Oh, this dude wants 15k for this Bargiani. Yo, you're tripping. I don't recommend selling Bargiani, personally, because there's just no centers that shoot threes. There just isn't very many of them at all. So Bargiani is incredibly important to have. It's like him and Lambeer are basically the only Ruby or below centers that shoot threes. Other than that, Rafe LaFrance. I sold my Rafe LaFrance for 18k earlier. Smart decision, because it looks like he's gone down just a little bit. But if you have Rafe LaFrance, wouldn't be a terrible time to sell him right now, just because you're getting ridiculous. He was 5k a week ago. Now you're getting about 15 for him. Unless you use him as your Ruby center that shoots threes, then I recommend obviously keeping him. For whatever reason, Karl Anthony Towns is way up too. He was down at 10 or so k. Now he's back up to over 20. I don't really know. I think people keep thinking that they can use Amethyst and below players, but they can actually only use Ruby and below players. So I'm not really sure what that's all about. So I sold Karl Anthony Towns and Kristaps for just Kristaps. I sold Karl Anthony Towns a week ago. I sold Kristaps for 20k. I was down to 100k MT before I got on just now. That being said, man, there is, I said, a lot of MT to be made, but at the same point, there's a lot of decent cards to be made. Jump in the comments down below if you want me to do a limited tips video. I plan on running a few different lineups over the next hour or so, just to kind of get a feel for what's going to be not only the best, but a cheap budget lineup, because I'm not going to put together a lineup that costs 200k to play limited for one weekend. I'm going to try to put together one that costs 10k, and that cards most people have already. So other than that, I mean, the market's weird. It's definitely weird. There's some budget options. There's some guys that are a little too expensive. I'm now selling Paul George finally, and Danny Granger, who's costs a bunch for no reason inexplicably. I don't know what that's all about, but realistically, man, I just don't think you should spend a bunch of money on this limited run, because there are a lot of options. It seems like there aren't, but there are. So I'm going to talk about some of them. I'll show you my squad that this is the first squad that I'm going to try to run. which is Dragic. Just because I like Dragic. Like, there's no other particular reason. Rex Chapman, Steven Jackson. I'm going to run Durant at power forward, which we'll see how that goes. I might run him or Big Blake. I'm not entirely sure yet. And then Bargnani. I'm running Doc Rivers, Nick Anderson, Gerald Green, Scalabrine, and Bill Laimbeer. Probably switch these two, actually. I like Gerald Green a lot. But this lineup is probably going to hold it down for me. I'm kind of a big fan of what's going on here. But these are all guys I recommend buying. Gerald Green, Rex Chapman, and Nick Anderson are all under 4K. Gerald Green you can pick up for like 1,200 MT. Highly recommend. Super good card. Pretty much got every offensive badge you could possibly want from him except range extender, but like you don't really need it. You could add some defensive badges to him, but I don't think it's really necessary. Rex Chapman's the GOAT, dude. You can pick him up for like 3K. Nick Anderson's also really good. You can pick him up for like 3K or under. Steven Jackson, obviously, is just a personal preference. There's other guys you could use in this scenario. All the guys I'm going to talk about here, you can pick up for like very cheap. I'm not going to sit here and talk about guys that are like expensive or are hard to get by any means. I'm just going to talk about guys who are cheap. Like Andrew Wiggins has gone up to like 6 or 7K, so I don't recommend going to get him. To be honest, I think both Steven Jackson's a toss-up, but I definitely think Gerald Green's better than him. Kyle Korver's still cheap. He's another option you could use. Eric Gordon's good at shooting guard if you want to go that route. Steph Curry's pretty cheap at 3K. Granted, I don't really like him. This D Brown card that you get for just doing season stuff, it's actually really good. I might use him as my bench guy. Jay Williams is fire. Jaren Jackson's a really good power forward to use at that point. Byron Scott's gone up to like 4 or 5K, so I don't recommend running him. Bruce Bowen's gone up to like 10,000 MT. I would recommend selling Bruce Bowen if you didn't lock that set in like an idiot like I did. Yeah, get 10K for Bruce Bowen. Bruce Bowen's a good card, do not get me wrong, but like I think he's a meta card. So I don't know, like, yeah, he has gold clamps. He plays really good defense, but he's just a guy that like a YouTuber told you to use, you know? I don't think he's conducive to team success, more or less. If you're good with Bruce Bowen, use him, but like if you're not good with his jump shot and he doesn't fit your playstyle, like don't put him in your lineup just because he has gold clamps. Other than that, I mean, like the rest of these guys aren't very good. Yeah, you can get away with using Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal's a heater. Same with Daniel Gibson. Like he's fire. I don't care if they're sapphires. Same with my boy Duncan Robinson. I got a bunch of people were mad because I slandered Tyler Herro earlier, and like I'm a Duncan Robinson fan personally, like over Tyler Herro. I just want that to be known. So that should say everything you need to know. And my brother's a huge annoying Tyler Herro fan, so gotta slander him whenever I get a chance. Now with that being said, I wanted to talk about the new cards we got today. Just a quick run through. Like Giannis is really good, but you can get a comparable Diamond Giannis for like 70K. At least I think, unless he's going back up. Looks like he started to go up. I predicted he would. I should have bought some last night. I thought about it, but I was like, man, I need the MT to open packs. So, yeah, I mean, he's down. He was going for like 50, 60K. So if you bought any Giannis's last night, like now, you can come up hard. And people are selling their fully badged out Giannis's, like not realizing like what they have, essentially. I saw one with 30 Hall of Fame badges earlier going for 62K. Bro, like what? Other than that, man, the new cards from tonight, I'm on Idols. I was like, where are they? Rudy Gay is really, really good. It just depends if you're a Rudy Gay fan in-game. Some people aren't. Some people are. I bought one earlier, played a couple of games with it, flipped it because his price went up because of limited. So then I bought another one when his price was down again. So I've made about 5K MT off Rudy Gay's tonight, so that's pretty cool. Other than that, he's got pretty much every offensive badge you'd want, except for, I believe, he doesn't have range extender. You can add it to him, but he doesn't have it. It's not really that big of a deal. Like, you guys know I'm not the hugest proponent of needing range extender. Tyler Herro, who I slandered and was told that I need to watch more basketball earlier. Yeah, okay, he's not good in game. Like he's okay in game. He's just not like that great. He's just going for too much. Like I have no beef with Tyler Herro, but it's just like paying 30K for an Amethyst at this stage in the game is not something I recommend doing personally. So I can't recommend getting this card. Like I'm sure he's decent. Tyler Herro. The problem is with what I have with Tyler Herro this year is like last year, I loved Tyler Herro. If you watch any of my 2K20 videos, I hyped Tyler Herro so hard. Like the cards that we had last year. And the reason for that is just because of his release, man. He had base 107 last year, which was like the fastest release in the game. It was like him, Kevin Herter. There was another guy who had it, and I loved all those cards just because that release was so good. It's not as fast this year, but it is still a pretty decent release. I wouldn't say it's like top tier, but it is good. I just have problems with a lot of his statistics and things like that. He just doesn't feel that great for me. That being said, if you're a big Tyler Herro fan, dude, without a doubt, go buy this card. Like you will enjoy playing with it. That's not really a question here. I just don't think as a tip person, I just don't want to give you a tip to go buy this card for 20K. He's not a budget guy. He's just kind of a guy. Does that make sense? Like 20K is too much for an Amethyst. Like, can I say confidently that he is that much better than like Rex Chapman? No, absolutely not. I personally think Rex Chapman's better than him, and Rex Chapman costs 3K and Tyler Herro costs 22K. Why? Because his name is Tyler Herro, and Rex Chapman's name is Rex Chapman. That's why. Also, it's an Amethyst and a Ruby, but I promise that's the case. Anyways, I recommend grabbing probably, I will go over it more in depth in my limited video, but if you're looking for cheap guys to grab for limited, like Nick Anderson, Gerald Green is 1.5K. Like, you cannot go wrong with Gerald Green. He is literally 1,000 MT. Like, go grab this, man. For whatever reason, Manute Bull is like 10K. I personally don't think he's worth that, so like probably should sell him. Even if you have like a Ruby and under limited run, like I still think using someone like Dino Raja and like Bargiani are better center options. So like I would probably use both of them instead of Manute Bull anyway. He can shoot a little bit, and he's 7'7", which is impressive, but at the same time I just don't think he's really worth it, especially worth holding on to. So the other guy I wanted to talk about was Gobert, and the reason I want to talk about him is because in my opinion his price is criminally low. To be honest, like, you guys know how I am about diamonds at this stage in the game, and like how I don't recommend spending 100K for him, but like all signs point to this card being incredibly good. Right, Rudy Gobert doesn't have the greatest jump shot in the world. That's like his one knock, but like neither does Tim Duncan, and Tim Duncan's really good. Like to the point where like this card right now it's going for 124. It's going for about 130. That's crazy to me. I'm sure it'll go up to like 160, 170. But these packs will be out for a week. If you want to wait 4 or 5 days and go grab Gobert, you'll be able to get him for like 120. In theory, if you have Tim Duncan, you could probably flip Tim Duncan for almost just Rudy Gobert by himself. Like, that's crazy to me. That being said, Tim Duncan's obviously one of my favorite power forwards in the game, but I use him as a center. And what I use Tim Duncan for is pretty much exactly what I would use Rudy Gobert for. So I can't sit here and tell you that I'm not considering selling Tim Duncan and grabbing Rudy Gobert, because I probably end up doing that. Like, that's just me, though. I probably will end up doing it. It's just something I'm going to end up doing. He's so good. Like, he's one of the best defensive cards in the game, and he has a 92 three-point shot with range and pretty good badges, all things considered. He's got, like, Hot Zone Hunter and Deadeye, and he's got great all three-point hot zones. For some reason, they gave him Silver Box, which doesn't make any sense because Rudy Gobert is one of the best rebounders in the league, so I don't really understand what that's all about. Maybe he's not one of the best, but he's a very good rebounder, so I don't really understand why he got Silver Box, but then someone like Bargiani has Gold Box. Whatever, 2K things. Anyways, you guys definitely go through your collection, kind of look for guys that are Ruby and below that have this championship little ring on their card, and just kind of search the auction house, man. See what they're going for. Like, if you're not going to use Jay Williams, like, why not get 6K for him? It's probably worth it. He's down to 4.9, but you get what I'm saying. I think Bradley Beal might be kind of expensive. I'm keeping Bradley Beal because Bradley Beal is excellent for like Sapphire and below limited runs, and we've had like a million of those, so definitely want to look at that. Like Buddy Hield, are you going to use Buddy Hield? Probably not. Like, I'm not going to use him for anything. It's probably worth getting at least 3K for him while I still can. Just definitely want to look through there, kind of go through your collection. Like, you don't have this set locked in. How often are you going to use Bruce Bowen? Probably not a lot, right? I mean, even if you want to use them for limited, you can always just use them, get your ring, and sell them. I highly recommend doing so. 8K for Bruce Bowen is ridiculous at this point. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. All my stuff's in the description, so go check out the podcast, Patreon, etc. I'll be back with new content all weekend long, so definitely stay tuned for that. And like I said, comment down below if you want that limited tips video, and I'll drop it either tonight or tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to run through a few different lineups and kind of come out with a couple different options for you guys, so it's going to take a second. But either way, if you're new to the channel, man, subscribe. I'm so close to 1,000. Help me out. Peace out, guys.